How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
At Starbucks, we've more than doubled paid parental leave, now up to 18 weeks. Which means Starbucks baristas can spend more time with the best company they know, their families. At Starbucks, benefits like parental leave are just the start.
Tell me if I'm doing the wrong thing, because I take a match. And I'm very careful because I want the tick to shrink, and that way it won't hurt the dog.
Actually, what you should use is the Blue Dawn soap. Get a cotton ball, put it on the cotton ball.
That's a much better way. I'm glad I asked.
This is the plaintiff, Kelly Rocco. She says she purchased 2 puppies from the defendant, but the woman refuses to actually turn the dogs over to her. That's right, the defendant wants her to prove she's going to be able to care for the dogs properly or something like that. Who does this woman think she is anyway? She paid her money, and now she wants her dogs or her money back. She's suing for $425, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Deborah Supnick. She says the woman took the puppies home for a brief time, but didn't take care of them properly, and she refused to sign a contract and abide by the rules of a pet adoption. The poor things had ticks on their bodies, uncut nails, and they would cower in the corner as if they'd been abused. She was happy to return the woman's $300 adoption fee, but the next thing she knows, she's being sued. She's accused of not giving in.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome,
okay, Kelly Rocco, you are suing Deborah Supnick.
Yes.
For $425. The cost of 2 adoption fees that you paid for 2 puppies, plus your shots and neutering charges, because you feel that they have inappropriately confiscated the puppies from you. What happened?
Well, I'd purchased the puppies from Deborah. I'd asked her to watch both of them over the weekend. I was going to my daughter's graduation.
Okay, let's back it up a second. You bought 2 dogs from her, and what kind of dogs were they?
Just mixed breed.
Okay, all right. In the contract, it's free babysitting or something? Kind of like.
No, it was actually a courtesy that we had extended out to her, that if she
just
ever.
this one time?
No,
Forever?
Yeah, I mean, we're new.
Do you have
so
that
we wanted to
contract?
just extend that out to her, to make it kind of easier, because they
What
are
if she
puppies.
leaves every weekend?
I'm fine with that.
Really?
Yeah, because I raised them since they were 4 days old.
All right. So you bring the puppies home. You have them home for a while? How long?
5 weeks.
All right, so you take the dogs to be pet sat by her, and what happens?
I dropped them off Saturday morning. That evening, I received a text message from Deborah that she was going to call me to please answer my phone. I didn't hear anything more from her, but then I looked and I had gotten a phone call from her partner, Nikki. She had said that there were ticks on the dogs and that Deborah was concerned. I said I was not aware of the ticks. I had always been told before with puppies that they couldn't be treated till they were 6 months old, so I had not treated them yet.
But no matter what, even if you don't put a chemical on the dog, you could always
Pull it off.
Well, actually, what I really do, tell me if I'm doing the wrong thing, is I take a match. And I'm very careful because I want the tick to shrink, and that way it won't hurt the dog.
Actually, what you should use is the Blue Dawn soap. Get a cotton ball, put it on the cotton
That's
ball.
a much better way. I'm
and
glad
rub
I
it on
asked.
the dog.
Yeah, because it's like, I got 2 people holding the dog down 1 second
Yeah.
while I do, because I don't want to hurt the dog. So
Right.
there's something specific about.
It smothers them. It suffocates the ticks.
Fascinating.
And then they pull
Okay.
out.
All right. So did you not realize you could pull them off?
No, I was not aware they were on the dogs.
Oh, you didn't know at all that they were
No,
on them?
until they had contacted me that night.
Okay.
So I spoke with Nikki for probably 10 or 15 minutes. She said that they wanted to discuss it, do another contract, have me prove that I was treating them every month. And I said I wasn't sure about signing another contract other than stating just that I was going to treat the ticks, that without any other stuff thrown in
Obligations?
there.
Because I'm looking at your contract, and I have to tell you, I mean, you do wonderful work. That's great and wonderful, but in a million years, I would never sign this. And I guess lots of the rescues, you modeled it after other rescues that do the exact same thing.
Right.
They want to know that the dogs are going to a good home and you're going to remain a good home. So they actually have you sign a contract that says if we decide it's not a good home, we keep your dog, and you don't get a refund. Why
There's
would you
actually
sign
big-
that? Stop, I'm not talking
Sorry.
to you right now, please. Why would you sign that? I mean, if
Because-
you really want to rescue a dog and have that warm all over glow, why don't you just go to the pound and
It's
the
very hard to
Humane
get
Society
puppies,
where
and
they
I
don't have all these strings attached, Were you going on vacation or something?
Well, no, the one night we were just going out to dinner with my daughter. She was in D.C., graduating college. They weren't housebroken.
Right.
I knew she had the other puppies still.
How did you get these dogs anyway?
We rescued them from North Carolina.
How little were they when you...
4 days old.
Oh my goodness.
With Mom.
Where were they? Where?
With the mom.
Where had they been found? Do you know?
The previous owner had left them, and the mom actually left the mom who was pregnant, and she wound up finding her way to the neighbor's yard and collapsing and having puppies, and the neighbor was keeping them and the newborn puppies in the garage. This was in January, which was really cold, and he said that if a rescue couldn't take them, he was going to wind up killing the dogs.
Oh.
So that's when I said, that can't happen, and let's bring them here.
All right, so now you have the dogs in your care.
Yes.
And you notice what?
When I had simply just pet Tucker, I found one tick, and following that one tick were 7 ticks on him. One which was a Lyme tick, and a couple of other ones which...
And Lyme ticks are more dangerous because?
They can, once infected, it can cause them to have temporary paralysis, multitude of health issues as well for the dog. Painful, it's, makes them tired, not energetic, not, living a normal full life. And then after checking Tucker, I checked Chloe. Chloe had 5 ticks on her. That wasn't the only thing that I noticed. Chloe's ribs, as you'll see in the pictures of stuff that I have for you, her ribs were protruding.
Let's see the pictures.
The before pictures were when they had just come back from Kelly's house.
Okay, can you give me a moment?
I just wanted to say actually one thing. I completely understand dogs get ticks all the time, but the way that how big they were and how engorged they were in the skin, they were left there.
Kind of skinny. You got the impression between the 7 ticks you say you found on one of them and how skinny, was it the same one that was skinny?
Well, there was a problem with both dogs, but the weight loss was just from Chloe.
And then the other, one dog had 7 ticks on him and the other dog?
Yeah.
Had what?
5. Which the other one was found the next day. I guess something that we had missed. But clearly... If
you had missed it, maybe she had missed it and she wasn't being neglectful.
Well, if you pet the dogs, you would feel them. They were very visible.
How'd you miss them then?
I don't know.
Okay, well, so talk to me about, I mean, it's like the nuclear option to decide I'm not giving you back the dogs and you lost your adoption fee. That's really the nuclear option. Why did that end up happening in this case rather than trying to work something out?
We did.
Okay.
We did. She, after the ticks and the weight loss and the behavior of the dogs.
Tell me about the behavior.
Tucker, when I put my hand near his head, he would go like this. And that I wasn't okay with.
Okay, because that you felt was a sign of a dog that had been struck.
Yes, or being abused. Every time you yell, he cowers. Even if you say no, he cowers. That is not.
Well, my
how
dog
I talk
cowers
to them
when
now.
I say no.
Yeah, but even when you go touch them, I'm sure he doesn't cower.
Well, she's very skittish, but she would never do that with us. She would do that with somebody who she's unfamiliar with because she has stranger fear.
Right. Well, these are puppies I've raised, so I know that they're.
I know this because a very good friend of mine who's a dog lover came over and immediately looked at me with accusatory eyes.
Right.
When my dog went, I said, no, she just doesn't like you. It's not complex.
Yeah.
And
no, we have a dog that does that actually. Our dog Diamond, she does that because she's not used to other people. But from raising these dogs to 4 days, I mean, and like I told her, you think I want to have 7 puppies in my house?
No, I don't.
I don't.
I don't. I think that your goal is to actually successfully adopt dogs. That's the reason why you incorporated. Otherwise, you'd be really nuts.
You did ask about the...
But here's the thing. So you decided I'm keeping the dogs, or how did that work out that it broke down?
No, what happened was I had talked to, when I first actually tried to contact her, she wasn't able to answer the phone. She then talked to my partner, Nikki, who had tried to explain these things, and her response was, well, can this wait? I don't have time for this. And hung up when we were trying to explain to her what was going on and trying to let her know that, look, we've given you verbal warning and let you know about, the upkeep of the dogs.
The verbal warning was when she purchased them?
When we first talked, when we first did the home check, and at the time of the adoption, even after, when she would bring them over for babysitting,
Okay.
flea and tick, trim their nails, things like that. And she, the response was not very warming, not very caring, whatever. Maybe she was busy.
Go ahead.
So she then stated, we had the agreement that she would come the next morning to pick up, it was gonna be Tucker, because Chloe was gonna stay until Tuesday to get spayed. So I had called her and tried to let her know, look, no one's going to be there. My brother cannot make it. He had a family emergency.
Did you leave a message, or?
I did leave a message for her to call me back, and she never called me back.
Maybe she didn't pick up her phone messages. So what happened? You end up going to their house and waiting an hour and a half.
Yes. They came home. Her husband approached me and said that, but if they considered letting Tucker come home with me, I would have to sign a contract, but they didn't have a contract available. And
Had she told you not to go by, that they weren't ready?
she said she wasn't home.
Okay, so you went because you were starting to get the heebie-jeebies about
Yes.
whether they were going to release the dogs to you at all.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that he said, I don't have a contract ready for you, because you weren't expected. And then what happens?
Then Deborah approached the car and said that they could not let the dogs go home with me. So I called the police, and he said that because of the contract, he couldn't intervene. And he said to go to court.
And here we are.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So does it seem right for this rescue group to say, we get the dog back if we don't think you're a good dog owner, and we keep your money?
I think so. If you think you're an overzealous owner and you think you have the capacity to own the animal, then of course you're going to take that contract.
Well, but you could go to different places or not get the dog from that place. Is it smart for them to say, we're not going to give you your money back even if we take the dog back?
I don't think it's smart for them to say that. I think you should have the right to get your money back. If they want to take the animal, they can take the animal, but give you at least half of your refund.
What do you think, sir? I'm going to the back.
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay, fair enough. Way to take a stand, though. Going inside the courtroom.
At some point, you offered to give her back her adoption fee.
We actually, the contract that you were speaking about, she declined. When we offered to write up the contract, she said absolutely not.
So giving her back only $300 and not the...
No. This was to implement the contract. At first, trying to give her back the dogs and
with
letting her...
further conditions.
Right, just letting her, saying, look, you have to abide by these, certain rules.
And we want to micromanage it.
And we want to micromanage it.
And
so
that's where...
she said absolutely
Well, that's
not.
where what? See, here's the thing. I would never, ever, ever let someone tell me how to take care of my dog. Okay?
I didn't realize
but
that's
you
what I was
did.
getting into.
No, but you did. But you have eyeballs and you read the contract and you know what it says. And so really it's a simple contracts case for me. I mean, they can't just exercise capriciously. They're right under the contract. If I thought that she was doing this because she missed the dogs, I would turn around and say, wait a minute, that's just bad faith. She can't operate in bad faith. But if I think that she's operating from, look how skinny the dogs are, and quite frankly, one of those dogs, I can see the bones on it. And if I think that she's, I'm talking, or if I think that she's operating from a standpoint of, look at all these ticks hurting the dog, and if you just pet the dog, furthermore, you had like these other theories. Where did you get your theories that the dogs were always left outside?
Because she had told the pet watch lady that they went from a mudroom to outside and were not allowed at any part of the house, ever.
According to you, she said that to Pet Watch.
According to Pet Watch, that's what she said, yes.
Yeah. According to you, Pet Watch told you, she said that to you. That's what we call rank hearsay.
Yes.
But do you have anything of that in writing from Pet Watch? No. Right?
No, I asked her, but she didn't want to get involved.
Yeah.
I have the text
Were the dogs
messages.
inside or outside?
We were both in
Indoors
wherever
and
I was.
outdoors. Well, I mean, unless your house has ticks. Here's really where we are. I have to decide whether or not the contract you signed allows her to do what it is she did. Let me tell you what the contract you signed says. I agree to notify Angel Pet Rescue within 10 days of any change of address. It is also understood that a representative from Angel Paws Pet Rescue may examine said animal within the first year. If not satisfied with the condition of the dog, said dog can be or may be removed immediately and placed in a different home. Blah, 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 and the adoption fee is non-refundable. Okay, what am I supposed to do with the contract that you signed? I can't pretend you didn't sign it and not abide by it. 7 ticks is a lot, 5 ticks is a lot. I feel the first tick and that's it, because I'm trying to put myself in the dog's fur, and I wouldn't want a tick on my leg and everybody telling me, yeah, just suck it up. You know, I'd want the tick gone. I don't know that I would let my husband near me with a match, but, you know, yeah.
I said, look, we don't usually refund the money, but let's just try to make everybody happy. I will refund you $150 for each dog, $300, which she agreed to. I then had our attorney write up a contract. Then after we had him write up the contract, she asked me to email it to her and her attorney.
And then you got served.
And then I got served after she verbally agreed to it.
Yeah.
So now what do? I tried to make everything work.
Right. I'm sorry, but I cannot pretend you didn't sign this contract. I can't, and I feel bad because I'm sure you bonded with the dogs, but this is the bed you made, and therefore I find in favor of the defendant.
Thank you.
And with that ruling for the defendant, the plaintiff comes out here empty-handed. Come on in here. So as the judge says, that's what you signed up for, and that's what you got.
Yes, I guess I need to read a little closer, and I never thought ticks would be a care issue.
Any argument with that decision there?
I don't know.
All right, so what are you going to do now? What are you going to do?
Yes.
What?
I will probably go to a breeder.
All right. Right down there. Are you too strict with these people? Can anybody rise to your standards?
Yes, we've successfully adopted a couple dogs, and everything's been fine. It's unfortunate that she wasn't able to maintain the dog's weight and keep up with dogs.
Well, why don't you give him more of a chance to...
We did. We warned her many times. It might be too hard, but what are you going to do when you have dogs that are dead because people aren't taking care of them?
Okay, Arby.
Okay, here's the one thing you need to realize. None of these contracts are set in stone. You can always negotiate with them, and if you want to say in the contract, say, I'm not taking that dog unless you guarantee I get my money back, you might just make that deal. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Make your next vacation unforgettable on Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Star of the Seas. It's everything you've loved about every family vacation you've ever been on, with mind-blowing thrills at the largest water park at sea, 7 onboard pools for every level of chill, more than 40 ways to dine and drink, and even more to enjoy at our award-winning private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. This is the new Star of the Seas. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
This is the plaintiff, Lucia Sotomayor. She says the defendant, her pastor, agreed to put a car in his name until a restriction on her license was lifted. Once she cleared up the matter with DMV, she went to get her car and the thing was booted. The tow company told her there were unpaid parking tickets on it from 2008. Huh? Turns out the defendant did the same thing for someone else, and that person didn't pay for their parking tickets. Needless to say, she's done with that church and is suing the defendant for $4,393.71, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Pastor Richard Sands. He says he agreed to help the plaintiff out if she was willing to use the car to pick up people in the ministry and bring them to church. She agreed and then suddenly turned around and left the church. She reneged on their deal and only used the car for her personal use. How can you love God and then take your pastor to court for doing a good deed? Bottom line, he owes nothing and thinks the judge will agree. He's accused of not being too faithful.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff is suing her former pastor for screwing her over on a car deal. But the pastor says she broke the deal by turning her back on the ministry. It's the case of In God We Trust, but not always.
Douglas, you're welcome. Okay, Lucia Sotomayor?
Yes.
You are suing Pastor Richard Sams for $4,393.71. Your damages that you say you incurred when a car you got registered in his name that belonged to you got booted because apparently his license had more problems than your license.
Yes.
What happened?
I met Pastor Richard Sams about 10 years ago in my church. And from there, he invited me to his church. So me and my friend, we went with my kids. I have 9 kids, but yeah. Anyway,
Why?
I went, why?
Yeah, why? Is there a husband involved?
No, not at the moment.
That's why I'm asking why.
Oh.
That's hard, huh? 9 kids.
Yes, it was a
How
struggle.
many different dads?
There is 3.
3 different dads. Are they supporting them?
None of them.
None of them.
I do it by
now
myself.
You know why I asked why, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go on.
So I started visiting Pastor Rich's church. And he asked me to speak in his church because I go and I speak in, different churches just based on my testimony of where, God brought me from, through the drugs that I went through. And so I just, I go, inspiring people that they too can come out of it the way that I
Good for
did
you.
and changed my life. I was put on the board, and I was happy, to have an opportunity, to be on the board.
Okay. Tell me about the car.
I called him on May 22nd, and I says, do you know anywhere, that I can get a vehicle? He said that he'll be there, the next day, and that he would bring me.
To where?
That he would bring me to,
A
to go
dealership?
look, to go look
Okay.
for a car. So he came at 9:30 in the morning. We went to like a federal auction by where I live. And we went looking around. But, the whole time that we were looking around, I felt a little bit uncomfortable, because he was, the whole time he was just holding my waist and holding my hands. And
Why were you letting him hold your waist or hold your hand?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. But
You know what? You got to put your big girl pants on at some point.
yes.
Okay. Say no every once in a while. Okay? Somebody touches you, puts their hand on your back, and you're uncomfortable. Say, I'm uncomfortable with that, and take their hand off your back. It's your back. I mean, you sound like you've made progress, but frankly, you've got now 9 little souls depending on you. So seriously, you got to grow up and be a big girl now, right? Okay. Where is his role in the purchase of your vehicle?
He just registered it.
Why?
Because I had a restricted license.
Why did you have a restricted license?
Because I had an insurance lapse on a car that I had.
Did you keep driving that car despite having no insurance?
I did.
Okay, so you got tickets for that?
Yes.
And then the tickets started mounting up?
Yes.
And you never paid them?
I didn't have
And
the
so your
money at
license
that
was
time.
suspended?
Yes.
It's not restricted, it's suspended.
No, it was
which means you're not
restricted.
supposed to be registering a car in your name.
No, it was restricted because I was able to drive to work.
Except for you weren't. You wanted to be able to drive everywhere. That's why you were getting it in his name. And so what do? He registers a car in his name. The
Yes.
insurance is in his name.
And it's coming out
Where
of my account.
meanwhile, you're the person who's actually driving, but we lie to the insurance company. They think he's the risk, but it's you who's the risk. It's your car.
Yes.
And you're driving it.
Yes.
But you're doing it illegally.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm caught up. And then what happens?
So he said, when the title comes, he says, I will, I'll turn it over to you. And I said, oh, okay. So
Why didn't you just ask the dealer guy?
Because I trusted him. I trusted, what he said.
I think you're trying to snow me and trying to, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. You can't drive. You want to drive, so you get somebody else to register in their name. Now, Pastor, perhaps you can tell me why you agreed to that.
The deal was to get the vehicle registered for the church use and only church use only.
Except that's not what you did. You registered in your own name.
Right, for church uses.
Why don't you just register it in the church's name?
Well, what we wanted to do, the whole idea was, because even before she bought the vehicle, my assistant pastor, Tansy Hill, we used to pick her up to and from church. We also had a discussion about purchasing a vehicle for her.
Except for
and
you
her
didn't.
children.
Why would you purchase a vehicle for her?
because she became a member of our board of directors. And we said, well, since you're a board of directors, on our board of directors, we had a discussion about purchasing a vehicle for ministry use only.
Really?
Yes, that was the purpose. That was the plan.
Who's going to drive it?
That she was driving. See, I didn't know about the restriction.
She's got a suspended license, but she's going to drive the ministry wants her to drive with a suspended license. That's God's, I can just hear God insisting she drive around with a suspended license to bring people to church.
But see, we didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Well, there is none so blind, Pastor, as he who will not see.
So she has 9 kids, 3 different baby daddies. None of them are paying support. She's in her early 30s. What do you think of her?
I don't know.
You seem scared to say. Anybody got an opinion?
Oh, I think she should be getting something. Like she just maybe just gets drunk and likes sex. So just.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is that motivates her. I'm wondering, is it responsible for her? I mean, look, it is what it is.
Well, you know, you need a license to get married, but you don't need a license to have babies, and I guess it's her right, but I think it's irresponsible.
Yeah, it's her right, but my God, going inside the courtroom.
What did you think the reason was, if not the obvious, which is she can't drive? What did you think the reason was?
She told me she had a restricted license. I didn't understand what restriction means. I didn't know this.
And you couldn't run a public record? You couldn't go on the computer and go...
No, because I trusted her. I mean, she's a church member. She was a board of our directors. I known her over 10 years, so I trusted her. That's the bottom line is. I went with her word.
So you go around putting your name to official documents and making... You understand that if she had a car accident in that car and ran over a group of 20 orphans, you'd be sued? You understand that? Your name is on the car? None of that matters? You don't look into that? Well, let me see. Let me see how responsible you are, because as it turns out, we have a little problem, right? Boy, can you pick them. You apparently picked somebody who has his own several $1,000s worth of tickets that are unpaid. Why don't you tell me about that, Pastor?
I wasn't aware of them, because had I known...
You weren't aware of $1,000 worth, I'm sorry, $1,800 worth of unpaid tickets?
No, I wasn't aware of them.
Was your license suspended too?
No, actually, no. My license wasn't suspended.
I would cry if I wasn't so busy laughing. The guy you pick, you think you're safe because he's a pastor, is a guy who has $1,800 worth of unpaid tickets. Because what happened? You wake up one fine day, go to your car, it has a boot on it.
Oh, something.
And they tow it, and then they tell you, sure, pay the $1,800 worth of tickets, Pastor. You say, but I'm not Pastor. And then they say, but that's who it's registered under. Pastor Richard Sams. And that's who's going to have to come here to get the car after he pays the $1,800 worth of tickets. Who are you? Come on up. You are?
Pastor Tansy Mason.
Okay, and are you any relationship to him besides co-pastor?
I'm only co-pastor.
And so you put the car in your name, and why do you have $1,800 worth of tickets you're not aware of?
2 of them, I believe, they were from another person that I got a vehicle registered in their name that they got. That I wasn't aware about.
Hold it, hold it. You registered a vehicle in other people's name?
Yeah, for someone else.
Why are you doing this?
Just trying to be a nice guy, that's all.
Why don't you just minister to your parishioners in the way other pastors minister to their parishioners? Because as it turns out, this isn't a good idea, is it?
No, definitely not a good idea.
And you aiding and abetting someone who's not supposed to drive and driving is pretty sinful when you really are helping somebody to commit a crime. Because at some point, driving with the suspended license does become a crime, doesn't it?
It does, but I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware.
Are you
of
aware
it.
now?
Yes, I am.
How many people have you done this for?
Only Miss Santiago and someone else.
Just the 2 we caught you on?
No, that's it.
Okay. So now you find out that there's $1,800 worth of tickets, and what do? You just let her car. Your car got sold?
Yes.
What happened?
Because when I did speak to the man at the towing place, he said since his name is on the title and the registration, he would have to come down and, with you.
Yeah, but that wasn't happening. Why didn't the problem just get solved if we had a way to solve it?
I was calling.
She says you were coming on to her at the place. Is that true or untrue?
No, that's not true. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, Anna.
Yep.
There are times that we went to a buffet, and I told Pastor's wife would be there, and I said, he would hold my hand, and I said, Pastor, your wife is there. I was like, why, don't do that. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. She knows me. No, it's not okay. And I would tell him this, like, it's not okay.
She's out $4,393.71, Pastor. Do you see a miracle on the horizon?
I don't know. All I did was try to help her out.
You know, everybody's all squeaky clean and religious when they're in here, but boy, you know, when you're out there, you're just hustling like anybody else. And then what? And then each of you goes, oh no, the other person should just eat the whole consequence of what happened. Ay, Dios mío. It's a slippery slope, because if you were to buy cocaine from the pastor, and then the cocaine were to be of bad quality, and then you were to come to court and say, he sold me low-quality cocaine when I paid for high-quality cocaine. It was a breach of contract, Judge. I want you to enforce my contract. Similarly, I have you. You have created this situation by picking a guy to make it so that you could drive illegally. It's fascinating. And if I was your wife, I'd be wondering why it is that you're signing cars in other people's names, especially women. I think you're both at fault. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to order Pastor Richard Sams to pay you $3,000. That's my judgment verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, the plaintiff didn't get everything she sued for, but she did get $3,000 from the defendant's side. Pastor, what do you think of that outcome?
Well, the judge said what he had to say, what she had to say, so what can I say?
Tell us about trying to hold her hand or holding her hand at
That's
the
not
buffet.
true.
What do you think?
That's not true.
Is she making that stuff up?
Yes, definitely.
Well, what would your wife think about that if you were doing those kind of? Would she be okay with that?
No, she wouldn't be okay with it, but that's not true.
And will you ever do this again, putting cars
Definitely
in
not.
anyone's name?
No.
All right, head right down this way, okay? All right, so come on in here, and you satisfied with what you came out with here?
Yes.
Yeah. He says it's not true about
It's true.
what you claim are attempts on his part. What do you think he was trying to do there?
I don't know, but it was very uncomfortable.
Well, why'd you go to the buffet with him then? And why did you accept the car from him? Why did you get into these arrangements with him?
I was looking to get a vehicle.
Harvey?
I gotta tell you, whenever I hear at least somebody say, oh, you gotta trust me, I'm a person of God, it always makes me think, because a lot of people hide behind that when they do bad things. I'm not saying always, but don't automatically assume that, yeah, they can be trusted. Now, we'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hey, it's Sydney Sweeney. I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
This is the plaintiff, Sabina Byers. She says she went to the defendant's Deli to buy lottery tickets, and the crook stole a $50 bill from her. That's right, she placed the bill on the counter, and when she looked up, it was gone. When she confronted the defendant about it, he denied it, so she called the cops. The defendant refused to roll back the film from the surveillance camera. She knows he took it, and is suing for the $50 here and now. This is the defendant, Frank. He says the plaintiff's a regular who bought some lottery tickets and a soda and left. Short while later, she returned claiming she'd given him a $50 bill and threatened to call the cops unless he returned it. The cops came, checked his register, found no 50 and left. Next thing he knows, he's being sued. All he knows is he didn't take anyone's money, plain and simple. He's accused of pilfering a 50.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says she put $50 on the counter at a deli, and the deli guy stole it when she wasn't looking. But the defendant says she's got to be kidding. It's the case of hold the mayo, take the 50.
Sabina Byers, you are suing, you don't want me to mention the company name, Frank and his Deli. Are you the owner?
Yes.
For $50 that you say he stole from you when you were at the deli that you placed on the counter. Tell me what happened.
Well, I came into the store and I played some lottery numbers to pick 3. And I put the money on the counter, the dollar on the counter, and put $50 up there with the dollar, went to find the 50 cents. And when I looked up, my $51 was gone.
Well, if you're standing right there, how were they gone?
Because I wasn't paying attention. I was looking in my pocketbook.
Why did you put $50 down?
I took it out of my wallet to look for the 2 quarters.
Why? I never have to take $50 out of my wallet when I'm looking for 2 quarters. I have to take 2 quarters out of my wallet when I'm looking for 2 quarters.
My wallet was a little raggedy. I took the money out to find the 2 quarters that was underneath.
You took the $50 out, you took your eyes off it because you're looking for quarters?
Yes, to pay for my soda.
Why don't you just keep the 50 in there and look for the quarters? Or keep the 50 in your hand and look for the quarters? Why are you leaving it on a counter unattended?
I didn't leave it unattended. I was standing right there.
Well, if you were standing right there, tell me what it is. No, stop. You were standing right there. You didn't leave it unattended. So tell me exactly what happened to it. Who picked it up? Where did they go with it? What did they do with it? What's the journey? You didn't see him do it.
It was only me and him in there.
Right. So it wasn't within your eyesight. You are assuming that he did it because it's only you and him in there.
It's only me and him.
Yeah, he has a very different story. But what my point is that you left $50 unattended on the counter because you weren't tending to it. Now you see it. Now you don't.
I'm looking for the quarters in my wallet, and I looked up, and he took my money off the counter.
Did you see him do it?
No, I didn't see him do it.
Did you take this lady's $50?
Your Honor.
Tell me what you say happened.
Okay. What happened exactly? She played the lotto. $50 is a lot of money. Nobody gonna forget about $50. Her or me? We're gonna look at it in the line. We're gonna do it with the pen. And how many $50 she got
go like this with the pen to see if it's counterfeit.
Yeah, if counterfeit or not. So I can't forget is a $50 I took from her. So, and we always, when I have $50, we put it in the top of the cash until we give the customers the change. She went out, she came back. I give you 50. I look, I said, listen, lady, no 50s here. And how many times you get a 50s a day? To be forget about $50, give me $50 and leave.
What? No, the accusation is not that you forgot, that you stole it.
No, this wasn't in at all.
We're not worried about your memory.
No,
okay.
wasn't in at all.
Okay.
She say, I pay you with the $50. I tell her, no, lady. Cash register is here. There's no money here. And she started making a problem.
Did you show her that there were no $50 in there?
Yes, I tell. Here, no $50. My counter, I am like this, the cash register, the lotto like this. She have no access here. If she playing lotto, she said she emptied her wallet. She emptied there. How are we gonna go like this?
I don't know. How are you?
Thief. I'm not going around
Is there a bulletproof thing, or are you just like in the open air? Well, that's how you do it. Exactly the way you do it.
The lotto there, and I'm here at cash register.
Did you open up the register and show her that
cash register was open and still open, because that was right away.
So what did she do?
When
Did
the
she
police
call?
came, I told the police,
came?
listen, be my guest. I know you can't search me, but be my guest. Here, the cash register, open the cash register, and you could search. It's no $50. And I've been in a business there 30 years. I came to the neighborhood 20, like I'm young. I don't want to say my age. So I came real young. I opened this store, 30 years. How I survive in the store and I steal from people.
Okay.
$50 gonna make me lose hundreds of dollars by people telling each other about it. By people don't come back, don't send their kids with money. People send their children like that with the envelope. The kid don't know how much. I give him the change. I give him.
So is this woman out of luck?
Yes.
Why?
Because she should have been paying attention. Don't get distracted when you're putting your money down. You got to always know.
She says he was the only guy there.
Short case of amnesia.
Amnesia, but she says he was the only guy there.
The money was her responsibility.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Ms. Byers, what I'm concerned about is you really have no idea what happened to your $50 or if there really was $50.
Look, it was because I
But you're the kind of person who takes a 50 and puts it on a counter and loses track of it.
When
That's
I'm
why
looking
we're
at my
here.
wallet like this and I'm taking things out and putting it on the counter.
Which is kind of irresponsible.
It may be irresponsible, but that's what happened.
The problem I have is that for me to order him to pay you $50, I have to find that you have been able to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that it's more likely than not that that man took your 50
He
and
should have bought
pocketed
the
it.
surveillance cameras because the surveillance cameras is in his store.
Do you have surveillance cameras in the store?
I have surveillance cameras in the store.
But they don't have tape?
It's not like this. See, this incident happened.
Yeah.
There's no tape no more now. They use the internet. So, the incident happened, and hey, she argued, and the police came, and police left.
So you didn't care?
And I went to Egypt. I spent 45 days. I came back. I found paperwork that somebody sued me. I just
So
remember.
did you get the tape after that?
No, it's a month and a half. You don't go back in a month and a half.
How long does it stay on?
I don't try to go back in the camera because I'm so sure.
No, I know you're sure. I'm just saying, like, wouldn't it be nice to have her sure? It would just
the
be
way
easy.
she behaved.
Oh, is that?
I wasn't worried about it.
Ah, so you didn't care because she
And
was
first of all,
nasty.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I think somebody sent her with the money. If she remember very well, she bring a lady with her back. The lady tell me that's her money. So maybe in her way to the store, I can accuse her of nothing. She lost the money.
One of you
She
guys
dropped
give her
it.
$50 to go to the store?
Excuse me. Number one, the police didn't
What the
say-
police do when they got there?
They said they couldn't make him roll back the tapes, all right? If it's not true what I'm saying.
Right.
The $51 was up there, right?
Right.
All right, I put 2 quarters up there. Those were the 2 quarters that were supposed to
What
go
you're
with the
saying
dollar.
is, okay, so I think that what you're saying is that when you put the 2 quarters, there were only 2 quarters.
Only 2 quarters.
The 1 and the 50 was gone. So he must have taken the 1, and then what'd you do with the 2 quarters?
I left them up there, and I told him.
Even though you had overpaid for the soda by 49 something?
I know, I left it up there.
Got it. Ms. Byers, here's the problem. I find that you're unable to prove what you're saying to me. I also find, let me just tell you that as a matter of good business, you probably should have set her mind at ease and gone back right on the internet, done like this, and showed it. I think that was a bad idea because you'll always have that little specter of doubt. And that's going to be worth a lot more than $50 and 2 minutes of your time, okay?
You're right.
But I find that this is not proven, and I don't think you have any evidence that he took it. I'm kind of concerned that you're not even, I don't know that you're sure that you put $50 up there. You kind of seem to throw, I'm putting $50 on a counter because I'm looking for quarters. Well, what's wrong with you? Why don't you understand why I put $50 on a counter and didn't tend to it? Do you still go into that store?
I went in there to play lottery.
Can't you play lotto somewhere else? You're actually still going into the store.
That's the one straight.
Even
That's
though
the one right there.
I know it's the one right there. You don't want to be bothering. So that you think the guy's a thief, and you're still going to the store to play lotto.
He knows he's a thief.
But you're still going to play lotto at his store. All right. Verdict in this case for the defendant.
Well, the plaintiff has lost his case because of the absence of proof of your claim that he stole your money. So
He did.
I know, but no proof, so you can't really win in court. So what else could have happened to that money?
He took it. It's the only thing that could happen. He took the money off the counter.
Well, why do you think somebody who's been in business 30 years in the same place and goes by word of mouth in the neighborhood, you've known him a long time, right?
And he's a crook, and he knows he a crook.
Has there anybody else ever claimed that he's ever stolen anything that you know of there?
I know that he's had altercations with other people. They done beat him up and everything inside his store.
Beat him up? All right. Okay. Follow Officer McIntosh right down this way. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So here he comes now. You do win your case, but step here. Do you win or do you lose or what here? Is this a winning or a losing situation for you?
I tried to prove something, and thank God everybody could see it. That she tried to play games.
What do you?
Somebody
You said something about the way she behaved or the way she acted. What were you talking about there? Like, why wouldn't you go back?
The character, personality. You know somebody how he behave. If you come to my store next time, a couple of times, I know how we behave if something go down. They come back to the store.
You think this is going to cause problems in the neighborhood?
No. People know me.
Okay, Harvey.
You know, all she has to do is tip the scale slightly, like 51-49% in her favor. Here, she's got a theory. She's got no proof. She's got no witnesses. Bottom line is, at most, the scale is still right here. She didn't tip it. She loses.